Okay, it's hot as fuck. Yeah, it's not easy life. Rig life, van life, not having a home life. Well, that's not true. I have a home. My buddy even tried to call me a homeless person the other day after calling me a bum a couple hours before that, and I said, okay, all right. I might be a bum, but I'm not a homeless person. This is pretty homey, if you ask me. I think this qualifies as a home. I mean, it's got about as much shit as anyone else has in their home. You know, it's kind of a mess. It's not like super pretty right now, but it's getting there. I mean, I've been here for I guess now like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Just getting everything unpacked from last year. It's all, it was all packed up over the winter. It's here at my friend's mother's prairie, right? We're sitting out in the prairie. There's the bus. That's my friend's bus. That's sitting in her mom's prairie, and I'm sure her mom loves that. There's the neighbor. She's from, like, Africa or some shit. She was, like, born in South Africa, I guess. That's cool. She's getting more and more familiar with me. Yeah, it's not as glorious as everyone wants to make it sound, van life, but I am gonna eat my vitamins because I'm a healthy van life. What did the Spanish girl call me? The girl from Ecuador called me Lechador? Mochador? I don't know. It was Spanish for backpacker. Yeah, that's kind of accurate. I have done some backpacking, but I live out of something much larger than just the backpack. I didn't finish putting on my singles. I got distracted. Because shoes are hot, man. Fuck shoes. I don't like pants. I'd rather not wear pants if I had a choice, but most times you don't have a choice. You kind of have to wear something on your lower half. I would prefer to wear the smallest shorts I could, but I work in the service industry, and unless you're at like a dive bar or something, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I'm working at a nicer restaurant at the moment, and they would like you to look a little nicer. But, yeah, I'll just show you the outside of the rig too while we're here, just to see how glorious it is. So this is the unpack from the season. That's like all the shit that was inside. It's all the stuff that I just didn't have room for while I'm living in it. Chainsaw, solar panels. This is my little above ground fire pit, so I don't have to clean stuff up or worry about burning stuff. Camp kitchen things. Kind of folds out into a table. I got way too many coolers because I don't know why. I know why I have all these 5-gallon buckets. They're super handy. I mean, for anything like dishes. What do I got in it right now? Trash. I think I got recycling in that one. Yeah, an easy way to do dishes, that's for sure. Just throw a bunch of hot water in one and let stuff soak and then clean it up. Cast iron, got a bunch of cast iron. Walking sticks and camp chairs and stuff. This thing's cool. Little, like a hunting camp kitchen. Pretty handy. I can put all my stuff in there and have food and everything I need. Dried mushrooms I collected. Yeah, just groceries and things. Like cooking stuff. Drying racks for more mushrooms that I'll pick. Yeah, but that's nice because I can set it outside, but then when I need to, I can just throw it in the back of the truck, and then I can take it out to wherever I'm going to go collect and camp and stuff. That's all the camp stuff drying out because it's been wet. Not wet now. Finally got some heat, which is nice, drying everything out. But yeah, it's just all a process. It's all pretty big process. If you don't have somewhere super permanent to be, you're kind of constantly trying to figure out how to make shit work. Yeah, I guess moving on in the future, I'll probably have to stop cursing as much if I want to, I don't know, do the YouTube thing, I guess, or whatever. I don't really know if I care that much. I think it'd be kind of cool just to have my own website and to put everything on there and host it all from that. But I can't think too much about all that because it stresses me out, and then you get into analysis paralysis and you don't get anything done. But back on rig life, what did I do today? The rest of it. I got the truck cleaned. I had all this stuff, all this fun stuff has been piling up in the back underneath the bed mat. And I don't know, I had like sprouts and like plants and stuff growing out of it, so I had to clean that out and gonna wash that off. So I can put that back in and have everything clean. Give the truck a wash because I didn't do it last season because I'm kind of lazy, I guess. Wouldn't really live this lifestyle if I wasn't a little lazy. But all this stuff is just super corrosive. You can see it's not doing good things for all the metal. What is that? See, are you like metal tabs and stuff? Or are you just dirt? Ugh, anyway. Yeah, this wheel well shield fell off. I gotta get one of those so I'm not getting all this muck and stuff in the alternator. I mean, there's just so many things. See, I even what the hell? I even went and sprayed all this down. I don't know how I still got stuff all over. It's, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep. And it's good. I mean, I'm happy. I have a lot of freedom that I didn't have in the past. Started doing this in, a little after 2020. I mean, 2020 hit. I was with my grandparents, and then she died, and her second husband kicked me out. That was fun, and it was right before that I got the sports coach, because I figured it was going to happen. He was getting older and was just not the nicest dude, and it was becoming glaringly obvious that I was not going to be able to live there much longer. So I got this, and so I don't know, we're looking at, I think, the third or fourth season living out of this thing, and it's good. Like I say, I'm essentially rent free. I mean, rent comes at a lot of other costs, like I gotta, figure out power. So I had a little pop-up solar panel just to charge batteries that I could draw off of when I'm not on power. But thankfully, right, like my friend's mom is super, super nice and is letting me run my power off of her lot. She's got hookups over there, and that's a lifesaver. I mean, if I didn't have that right now, yeah, I'd be living off of the solar array, which is possible, but more work, because that's just the one, like a portable 100-watt panel, and then I've got 4 other 100 watts that are less portable and much more panel. So yeah, it's just it's a lot more work when you don't have running water, power to plug into, people around to maintain concern about you and your livelihood. Yeah, like just the other night, they had me over for dinner, which was super nice. Not anything I expect, but it's just super cool to have people who give enough of a shit to give you somewhere to live and want to feed you and see how you're doing. Yeah. Those are my apples from this breakfast this morning, and I'll snack on them now. Yep. A lot of shit. A lot of stuff. And it's good. It's good stuff. I'd rather have these problems than rental apartment problems. I did that for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna pop a squat. I'm gonna take my other apple. I'm gonna pop a squat outside where it's nice. And talk a little bit about, I guess, why I'm doing this. And then, I think before work, I'm gonna try and immediately upload this. So there's no time to not do it. I'm kind of in this stage where I'm really just trying to do shit when I think about it. There's a lot of time to not do things. And anytime you give yourself the chance to not do those things, you're probably going to not do them. So, yeah, it's just, it's kind of been a recent challenge, a self-imposed challenge. Just like, all right, if you have a thought, just do it. And honestly, I'm sure a lot of my cannabis-loving friends out there are going to not enjoy this. But a lot of what it's coming from is me not smoking pot right now. And hopefully anymore. I was going to say anymore, but I just didn't say that because who knows? I don't know what the future looks like. I don't know what I'm going to do and not do. But I know for right now I'm just done smoking weed. There's a lot of reasons, but that's the relevant one in this conversation. Is just that it's very hard to act on the things that you want to do when you have a bowl right there you can reach for that's gonna plant you in the couch, you know. And I, you know, I'm the one that would know it. I feel like I've been a pretty heavy user for, I don't know, what, 15 years? If I'm 31 now and I started when I was 16, yeah, it's about 15 years, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, it's, you know, the better part of 15 years, if you're smoking 3 bowls a day, at least, I'm just taking an average here, at least 3 bowls a day. It just leaves for a lot of time that you're not doing other things. And I had always said that, no, you know, I'm an active stoner, and I can smoke and do stuff, and I would, you know, if you smoke in the morning, you gotta go and do stuff still. I would always have my breakfast bowls and go get coffee or go, like, into town and do chores or whatever, but it's just a lot harder to keep that steam, to keep the momentum. So I've just found that it's a lot better for me to just take that whole element away. And it smells a little rich. I don't know if there's I tried to start the rig earlier, and it's still kind of gunked up from the winter, so maybe it was just that, the gas from that. But anyway, yeah, it's just a lot easier for me to get all these things done that I need to, like try and start the rig and get the gas flowing again, cleaning carburetors and whatever, you know, mechanical things are going to happen. It's a lot easier to do that when I don't have the temptation to just sit down, relax, and smoke. So, yeah, okay, so back to the point of why I'm doing this. I mentioned the grandparents. Grandma passed, and grandpa, or, you know, second husband of grandma, made it very clear that I was no longer welcome on the property, and that is okay. It was good. I feel like it's the kick in the pants I needed for the lifestyle, because I had wanted to do this for a long time. I think when I was 21, you know, getting into college and fresh out of the house. I think I'd left when I was 18, 19 or so for college. And you just have all these new freedoms, and I think it makes you hungry for more freedom. But I was still in college, and I was living in a city, and it just demands a lot of resource allocation when you have that kind of lifestyle. You know, you gotta make money to pay for rent. You gotta continue making money to get your utility bills flowing, because if you pay rent, you're gonna have to pay, you know, water and power and gas at least. If you want internet, if you want to have any sort of connection to this modern world, you're gonna have to pay for that. And anyway, you see what I'm saying? The bills just pile up so fast, and I've just always really disliked that and didn't think that it was necessary for things to be this expensive. So, so I had wanted to do this for at least 8 or 9 years before I actually ended up doing it. And yeah, so the expulsion from my grandparents' family home, the home I had grown up spending summers at, and all that, it really helped to kind of put this into action. And like I say, I had already purchased the RV, and it was 10 grand, which is a steal, I think, because it was maybe 2020, like just before, it must have been 2019, 2019, 2020, just before the pandemic, before everything got crazy, and then prices rose even more, and I saw rigs like this going for, you know, like 40-50% more than what they were when I was looking. And so I feel like I got really lucky, and the timing was all very appropriate. Yeah, neighbor's starting up his rig. It's a big old truck. Got a lot of big old truck neighbors around here. A lot of loud neighbors. That's all right. I'm a loud neighbor too. uh, yeah. So when I left that property, it was pretty rough. Actually, it was a really harsh start to this whole lifestyle. There's a lot of public land here, and so I was able to kind of cruise north and spend some time outside of town. No amenities, right? Just this. I didn't have the solar panels, didn't have any sort of water systems yet. I just had 5-gallon water jugs, batteries that I could use sparingly, and yeah, it meant I had to drive down to town quite a bit and restock. But then I feel like each season after that, it's slowly been getting easier. I've been building better systems, and the lifestyle's just been more accessible. So, so yeah, I think, what was it? God, it's a long story. I did that, went and worked with some crypto friend in 2021, 2022, and that's a whole story of it in its own right. I probably just do a whole video on that, because as we all know, that didn't go well, and I was expelled from that property as well. It's kind of an interesting pattern of mine, this expulsion theme. Um, yeah, and so after moving out of there, yeah, it kind of turned into pretty much off-grid living, and I found a job through a friend at the time, up at a saloon out off-grid and away from town, but outside of a national park, so there's a lot of business and a lot of tip opportunity, and that's what my background has been in. It's just food industry, beverage industry, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm good at it. So it was the right fix. It seemed like that was going to be what helped make this whole thing make sense. Is to be able to reduce the expenses by living off grid, and roughing it, but then also increasing the income by working a job that was pretty in demand and kind of paid me more of what I felt I was worth. Because I think, like a lot of people, I've just been working minimum wage stuff or just barely above, you know, $15 to $20 an hour, just enough to survive, and God, anymore. I don't know how you could rent a building. I don't know how you could rent a room in a building off of 15 to 20 bucks a month. I just don't see how that is possible. So I've continued to do this, and it's not always easy, but it's very fulfilling. And I have a lot of freedoms that I did not have when I was focusing on, making $1,200 a month to cover my rent, my bills, my food expenses, and my fun if I have any. And I don't know. Here I am now, 2024 summer season, getting ready for work. I probably should wrap this up here because I do need to finish getting changed out of my dirty morning work clothes and go drive down the valley and bartend on the edge of a really beautiful lake and hopefully have some customers today. We're in the slow season still, and yesterday I had 2 tables. I had a 2-top with an elderly couple who I had a really great conversation with, and they really appreciated my stories. And then a lone guy that came in just traveling through and grabbed a bite to eat to go. So hopefully I have some more clientele tonight, because baby don't pay for herself, man. I gotta get all sorts of shit going this year. So anyway, I'll probably cut it off there, and like I say, I'm gonna sit down and turn on the hot spot. Go open a window because it was freezing the past couple days, and now it's too hot to even be in here. I don't have central air. I mean, I do if I were to run power off of the batteries, but I'm just really not trying to do that. I could hook up, from her power. Well, I just don't like drawing that much energy. Honestly, I just really would rather not, because I'm paying her, utilities and stuff for that, and a little lot fee for being here. But it makes my heart feel a lot lighter if I feel like I'm using less and drawing less off of her, her amenities. And I'm sure if she were to hear that, she would say, "Oh, don't worry about that." But I do worry about that. So anyway, let's call that a wrap. And I'm gonna try and do these more often and just do a little vlogging of the lifestyle. I have a lot of videos from past seasons that I wasn't sure how I would kind of use, since they're so far back, but I think a little bit of a retrospective, it's not going to be bad. You can kind of see the stories I've been just talking about a little more. So anyway, if you have thoughts about this lifestyle and dreams of getting out of under the corporate thumb and trying to find your own way in life, that's what I'm hoping to do here at Life After Truth. 2:06. Okay, good. Got a little bit of time. I work at 3:15, and it takes me about 30 minutes to drive down there, so got just enough time to do that, change, and go. So yeah, thanks for watching, listening, and I'll be talking to you soon. Peace.